First, let's just say thank you to the Raiders for not having to pull a win at the last moment with some Derek Carr magic. The game was pretty close until the end, but the last field goal put the team up by 10 and sealed the win. My heart can't take much more of the games like last year, and this was nice. It was comfortable for most of the game and never got crazy close. Let's give a big shout out to Giorgio Trevecchio. On Friday, longtime kicker Sebastian Janikowski was put on IR, meaning he won't be able to play until week 8 at the earliest. Then, Trevecchio got called up and was absolutely clutch. He made two 50-plus yard field goals that never really had any doubt. They were right up the middle and had plenty of leg strength left over. Then, he absolutely drilled a field goal to seal the game and put the team up by 10. He got called up at the last moment and was instrumental in getting the victory. What more can I say? Now for some negatives. The drops. Both Amari Cooper and Michael Crabtree had drops that they should have absolutely hung on to. There were a few in the red zone that Amari Cooper got his hands on. If he wants to be an elite receiver, he must hang on to those balls. There were some that were high and off target, but if both hands are on the ball, they should be caught. On the positive side, Marshawn Lynch looks like the Marshawn Lynch we all remember. He rushed for 18 times for 76 yards, averaging 4.2 yards. A memorable early run was on 4th down, where he was hit behind the line of scrimmage but made his way for the first down. But the most memorable one was in the fourth quarter, where he ran over Pro Bowler Jurrell Casey. Vintage beast mode. He closed the game in the fourth quarter and is the missing link to the offense. Speaking of missing links, it looks like the Raiders have a weapon at tight end over the middle of the field. Jared Cook is a mismatch and defenses are forced to focus on Crabtree and Cooper. Both receivers had good games, along with Cook. He finished with 5 catches for 56 yards and was a reliable blanket for Derek Carr. This year, the offense is even more dangerous and Derek Carr has even more weapons. Now, onto the defense. The tight ends are still a problem. Delaney Walker is a mismatch problem for any defense, but the Raiders have made it a habit. Walker finished with 7 catches for 76 yards. The Raiders linebackers were able to contain him in some sense, but it still must improve. If the Raiders defense is to take the next step, they must find a way to stop tight ends from running open in the middle of the field. The defense as a whole, though, was pretty good. Nobody came into this game thinking the Raiders would be able to contain anybody for 16 points. The key was they slowed down the Titans' potent running game for 69 yards from DeMarco Murray and Derrick Henry. Marcus Mariota had his moments, but there aren't many quarterbacks who can do what he does with his legs. If the Raiders can stop the opposing running games like they did today, the Raiders will be in great shape. Bruce Irvin is arguably the Raiders' second best player on defense, but it didn't look like it yesterday. He was on the field a lot, but only recorded 1 tackle. The moment that stood out the most was when he jumped off sides and gave the Titans a free play. That alone wouldn't have been egregious, but he let him affect him the next play. He made a stop, then made a personal foul tackle. It was in the fourth quarter, and that series allowed the Titans to get back into the game. Mistakes will happen, but a sequence like that can't happen. Teams like the Patriots don't make mistakes like that, and for the Raiders to take the next step, they must play mistake-free. On a positive note, the Raiders didn't get too many penalties. Outside of Bruce Irvin's penalties, there weren't any stupid ones. There were some penalties that were expected, but none that were just plain dumb. They finished with just 5 penalties, and maybe it's just the Raiders finally getting some respect. In the end, the Raiders will take a game like this all day. This one doesn't really have to do with the game, but I want to give a quick shout out to Tony Romo, the announcer. He provided amazing insight into the game with his many years as a starting quarterback. He predicted where many plays were going and talked about how a play might seem bad, but was actually good. I enjoyed his input of the game, and it showed how much he worked into being an announcer.